start spinning fast, I pause and take my stand. Coffee in hand, I lace up truth with heaven's battle plan. No fear, no doubt, I suit up strong, his armor fits just right. I'm walking tall, I'm prayed up now, I'm ready for the fight. Wrap me in truth, no lies allowed, I'll walk this road with my head unbowed. No fake disguise, no twisted words, just gospel truth, pure and undisturbed. Armor of God, my morning song, it is mine, I move along. Shield of faith and sword in hand, in his armor I firmly stand. Truth on my ways, peace on my feet, victory is mine, I won't retreat. Guard my heart, Lord, keep it clean, your righteousness my daily sheen. No shame, no guilt, no hidden stain, I wear your grace like a holy chain. Armor of God, my morning song, it is mine, I move along. Shield of faith and sword in hand, in his armor I firmly stand. Truth on my ways, peace on my feet, victory is mine, I won't retreat. Loose lace tight with peace I bring, good news echoes when I sing. I step with calm through storm and flame, each stride I take I lift your name. Armor of God, my morning song, it is mine, I move along. Shield of faith and sword in hand, in his armor I firmly stand. Truth on my ways, peace on my feet, victory's mine, I won't retreat. I'm renewed, no fear inside, salvation's crown, my holy God. Thoughts aligned with heaven's view, I see the world through what is true. Armor of God, my morning song, it is mine, I move along. Shield of faith and sword in hand, in his armor I firmly stand. Truth on my ways, peace on my feet, victory's mine, I won't retreat. Word in hand, I speak with fire, sharper than steel, it lifts me high. No weapon formed can take me down. I fight with faith, I wear the crown. Armor of God, my morning song, it is mine, I move along. Shield of faith and sword in hand, in his armor I firmly stand. Truth on my ways, peace on my feet, victory's mine, I won't retreat. So here I stand, the day begun, armored up till setting sun. With every breath I walk his way, in truth and love I face the day.
Good Friday. I was using my other stream scene because I was going to do it under like a different show. But I'm also noticing here too, I'm getting some network lag. So I hope it's not coming through like that on the other end. Anyway, let me just reset this once and see if it's going to normalize. Yeah, I think it normalized. So anyway, I wanted to go back and just kind of rehash a little bit of the stuff that I talked about on Friday. I had sound issues, and it was because of the other scene, and I went through and did the whole show. I initially didn't have my microphone turned on. But after I turned the microphone on and everything looked like it was working here through the studio, I noticed some messages came up saying, we can't hear you. And I said, okay, I turned the mic on, and then it kept going. And then I noticed I didn't have any viewers because there was no sound. So what I did, I just deleted the shows, and I figured I'll just kind of rehash it quickly today. So if you're out there watching, please, either in YouTube or over on Rumble, please just like give me a thumbs up if everything's coming through okay, because I don't want to sit through like another 45 minutes to an hour and not have any sound. I suppose here, I can do this. Let me try this once. I could probably pop over and hit Rumble quick and see if it's got sound. I don't know if it's got sound or not. Hit live here. I don't know if it's got sound or not. Alright, I have sound. Alright, sorry about that. I'm just freaking out about my glitch from Friday. Alright, let me pop this up. Okay, so first of all, I hope you guys like the new intro song that I'm going to be using from here on out. I wrote that myself, and since I don't have a band, I used AI to set up a band to do it, to make the music. So I hope you guys appreciate it, and I can keep it because I can't get strikes on myself. Anywho, I want to dedicate this episode to the most important person in my life right now, my future wife. She said she might try to pop in for a little bit if she has internet. They've been having issues with power and internet. So anyway, I dedicate this to you, the future Mrs. K. All right, so let's talk about Friday. Friday, mainly the most important thing, because some of the stuff that I talked about on Friday is carrying over today in regular stuff. So, but the one thing that isn't is the 764 network. I do have assurances that the FBI and the DOJ and everybody that needs to be, local law enforcement areas, sheriff's departments, state police, and all of them are all actively involved in at least getting the perpetrators that they can catch here in the United States. Apparently there's quite a few overseas too, and once they can figure out who they are and prove who they are, there might be some extradition stuff going on, because all this stuff, what they're going to prosecute against is the damage that they're doing to children over here in the United States that are using gaming platforms. It could be the PlayStation, it could be the Xbox, and then there's like these games out there like Roblox, and I think it could actually even be on some of the other games on these other platforms, but Roblox was kind of like the big one that got pointed out. So just know that this stuff is actually being taken care of. And for those of you that are not familiar with 764 Network, they are a group of, I think they want to call them nihilists or nihilists or whatever they want to call them, but I call them satanic pedophile thugs. And they are going on and they're grooming children. They're getting them to do things for them like on camera so they can watch them either cutting themselves or doing other things that kids shouldn't even be doing right now at those ages. So that's what they're doing. Apparently they're capturing this stuff on video. But yeah, it's pretty bad. I don't even like to talk about it. That's how bad it is. If you want to get the full scoop on it, and you have Sean Ryan as one of your channels that you follow on YouTube, if not, I would follow him. Fairly recently, he had a show on there where he had a hacker on that has basically dedicated his life to catching these online predators and these these people like network, these 764 network people, and just predators and pedophiles. Basically, that's what he's going after. But he went on Sean's an ex-Navy SEAL. He's pretty tough. He's seen a lot of stuff, but when he was seeing this stuff here, there were points where he had no words. So just to give you guys an idea, go over there and check it out. They did a pretty thorough scoop on that. Okay, so all right, enough on that. The other stuff that we'll cover from Friday is going to be in my regular notes here. I'll probably be going through that. So let's see here. Apparently right now Congress is being prompted to act now to support President Trump's efforts to make health care more affordable for everyone. They want to help vulnerable patients and stop enriching hospital execs by reining in the wasteful 340B program. So basically what they're going to be working on, it's going to be, I think the Affordable Care Obama plan thing is going to go away, okay, at some point. I'm sure the Republicans, and maybe they have some bipartisan stuff going on along with the Democrats, to put together some kind of a new health care package that will benefit everybody, okay? Apparently what's been going on, so when affordable health care was written, on the initial, what everybody saw, it looked pretty good and it was affordable. Everybody could either keep their insurance that they had, or they could go pick something from the marketplace. And a lot of people were like, no, I don't want to go to the marketplace because then I have to go through and I might have to get a new physician and all this. That was like the biggest roadblock to the Affordable Care Act. But what we're seeing as the years pass, the prices and the cost on the monthly insurance premiums were constantly going up. And when they wrote that bill, I think they wrote it in such a way that if they weren't, say for example, like just in case Trump won while he was president, this would flip and we would start seeing the biggest increases in basically in healthcare and the insurance. Okay, so what they would have done though, had like Hillary gotten in or something like that, they might have tweaked it so that it stayed lower. But that being that Trump got in, it was allowed to keep going forward, and then we saw premiums skyrocket, and then came the government shutdown, and the Democrats were pushing so hard on, hey, affordable health care. I mean, that wasn't the only thing. They were also making a big deal about SNAP benefits getting cut off and all this other stuff to try to sway it away initially from the health care. So now what President Trump basically said now is that money is going to start going directly to the people rather than to an insurance company or to the physician or whatever. That way the patient has control over what gets spent for care. Okay, so there's going to be some other insurance things that are going to be involved in that too, because, I mean, the flat rate, I guess what they were talking about what people were getting is what would, I guess it was like an average cost for just regular health care. But then there are people that have these chronic things that are going on, whether chronic illness or chronic pains or whatever. And so in some cases they have to have surgery. That's where the other part of the insurance would kick in. And I think that's what they're doing, is they're actually going to be writing something up. They're going to be getting rid of the woke 340B hospital program altogether, and the Affordable Care Act will probably go away and they'll come out with something new. It'll probably have President Trump's name on it or something, because, you know, ACA was kind of nicknamed Obamacare. So anyway, we will wait to see what happens with that. I know that that's a big thing that's actually going on right now in Congress. They're talking. It's being pushed by the Republicans hard right now to get something going on that, and by President Trump. Okay, let's kind of and as we go through, I'm going to be bouncing back and forth between a few things. Some of them connect, some don't, but I don't always have all my notes in the same order, but so I might rehash something that we already touched on with some additional information. All right, so. Let me just check something here real quick. All right. Let's see. So, apparently now, this is breaking. President Trump announces that he's going to designate Muslim Brotherhood as a terrorist organization. So, what they're saying right now, this might be the last and only chance to make this happen. I do have a video here. I'm not going to play it. It basically talks about the Muslim Brotherhood's leaked 1991 plan to destroy America. You can Google that or look for it on X or wherever it's out there. Okay. So more on that. He confirms he's going to be designating the Muslim Brotherhood as a terrorist organization. And quoting President Trump, he says it will be done in the strongest and most powerful terms. Final documents are being drawn up right now as we speak. So one thing that I would like to possibly see added to that is organizations out there like CAIR, C-A-I-R. They are actually funding these terrorist organizations, the Muslim or the Islamist terrorist organizations. So that's kind of what's happening there. I'm just having some issues with my phone here for notes and things. All right. So I'm hoping that we can kind of see something like that added into these executive orders that he's going to be writing up. Okay, so now we're just going to take a quick hop over to Ukraine. We know that over the past week, they have been working on a peace plan between Ukraine and Russia. And coming from Ukraine, it says Ukraine says Trump's revised peace framework now meets their core demands on security and sovereignty after talks with Rubio, Witkoff, Kushner, and Driscoll. They're calling it a major breakthrough towards a final deal. Secretary Rubio, Envoy Witkoff, Jared Kushner, and Secretary Driscoll held extensive sessions with Ukraine in Geneva, where Ukrainian officials said the new draft agreement solves all the principal concerns, from security guarantees to reconstruction plans. They praised the detailed revisions, calling them credible and enforceable protections for Ukraine's long-term stability. Rubio emphasized Trump's goal of ending the war and preventing further loss of life. Both sides called the meeting a major step towards comprehensive peace. Now, as this was going on, so President Trump initially put a plan out there, and from what I understand, this plan, I think there were like 28 points that they were covering. And it hasn't been released yet. This has also got to be agreed on by President Trump and Zelensky. So we're waiting on that. But from what I understand, the 28 points have changed, and there's probably less. I'm not sure. But I know two of the big things that Ukraine had issues with was about pulling their troops out of the Donbass region. And the other one was about the size of their military. Apparently President Trump was promising like the NATO, what do they call it, Section 5 protections for, or was it Section 5 or Article 5 protections for Ukraine. So I think over the next few days we'll wait and see what happens with that. and keep our fingers crossed that we're going to finally see an end to the war. I can tell you this, that even though these talks were going on, there were still missiles going and shelling, and the war was going on, and people are still dying. So there was never any kind of a concession that the hostilities between both sides would stop while they were talking. So again, we'll wait and see what happens. All right, moving on. President Trump says people fighting against his tariffs are serving hostile foreign interest. He says those opposing us are serving hostile foreign interests that are not aligned with the success, safety, and prosperity of the USA. They couldn't care less about us. I look so much forward to the United States Supreme Court's decision on this urgent and time-sensitive matter so that we can continue in an uninterrupted manner to make America great again. So I'm going to read the first part of his truth that he put out on Truth Social. It's kind of long, and I covered the important part, some of the stuff, but I will hit on one thing again. But he says, despite the massive amount of money being made by the United States of America, hundreds of billions of dollars as a direct result of tariffs being charged to other countries, the full benefit of tariffs has not yet been calculated, in that many of the buyers of goods and products, in order to avoid paying the tariffs in the short term, stock up by purchasing far more inventory than they can use. That heavy inventory purchase is now, however, wearing thin, and soon tariffs will be paid on everything they apply to without avoidance, and the amounts payable to the USA will skyrocket over and above the already historic levels of dollars received. These payments will be record-setting and put our nation on a new and unprecedented course. We are already the hottest country anywhere in the world, but this tariff power will bring American national security and wealth, the likes of which has never been seen before. So I want to reiterate on this here. This is highlighted. Those opposing us are serving foreign hostile interests that are not aligned with the success, safety, and prosperity of the USA. They couldn't care less about us. Okay, so what I think what they're talking about these courts that keep blocking things. They're talking about the congressmen and congresswomen out there, most of them on the Democrat side, that are pushing and fighting this because they don't want to acknowledge that President Trump is doing something monumental for the United States. All right, so like we're seeing like these videos being released by the Democrats, and this kind of goes off on a little tangent, but where they're putting videos out telling servicemen and women to disregard and they're saying illegal orders. Only follow lawful orders. Well, President Trump has only given lawful orders, okay? But they keep pushing this stuff into the courts, and what it does, it just slows things down, but it's always coming back that President Trump was right, and he is doing things lawfully, okay? The thing is, the problem that the Democrats and the people that are against Trump, and this is certain people in other countries, it's people in groups. I will even go as far to say as certain countries within the EU and NATO are helping to push this. Okay? So, now back onto the main tariff thing. Okay, they're pushing and saying right now that the companies that are bringing the goods in, okay, are, for example, like, let's just use Walmart, for example. Walmart is bringing in a lot of stuff from China, okay? And they're saying, well, China's tariffs went way up, so it's costing us more to put this Chinese stuff in our store. And my answer to that, Walmart, is go back to what Sam originally did and had everything that was sold in Walmart is made in the USA. There won't be any tariffs. What it will be is low prices. You will benefit by making more sales, and the cost of the goods aren't going to cost you anything near what you're going to be paying for what you're paying for China's stuff. Okay, once you realize that once you get China out of it and go back to being, you're a United States company, go back to United States products. Okay? So, I'm just going to pop over and look in chat and see if we have any comments yet. Nothing. You guys it's like a ghost town out there. Sometimes I wonder if I should even be doing this. Nobody talks to me. So, all right. I'm going to move on now. I've been talking now for the past week or two, longer actually, about the results of the open borders from the previous 4-year administration. Okay, some of that happened during Obama's time, and these people that were let in kind of went and hid out. And see, there were certain people, they were saying that Obama deported more people than Trump ever did. But see, the thing is Obama deported more people that were not criminals. Okay, they were people that were actually here trying to actually make a life, and a lot of them were probably in the midst of their immigration process, but because of the whole long line that people had to wait for courts, the paperwork runs out. Okay, so those were the people I think that were getting deported. But I'm also going to go on a limb and say that the number of people that Obama said, or his administration says were deported, were nowhere near what they said. And I think what we will end up finding out mainly from Border Patrol, that the deportations weren't anywhere near what they were saying. Okay, I think they're probably going to add on the people that were turned away at the border during that time frame. Okay, so on that, I want to talk about, we talked about Dearborn, Michigan last week, and we talked about many cities within Texas. Okay, and just yesterday, Islamists were desecrating Austin, Texas. So we have these people out here parading the red, green, and white. Okay? They have to go. The United States Constitution and Sharia law are totally incompatible with each other. If this is the United States and we're founded on the United States Constitution, anybody that is pushing Sharia law or wants Sharia law needs to go. They have to go. I think every single one of these people that will not assimilate with our form of government and our way of life here, they need to go. I say deport them all. I don't give a crap if there's 10 million. I really don't care. The only thing it will do is it's going to help us. It's going to make housing more affordable. It's going to make your insurance premiums go down because we're not paying for free insurance for these illegals that are here and people that want to talk down about the United States and they're trying to take us over. Okay? Once people realize that, and you can call me an Islamophobe all you want, I'm just going to give you the big F you, because you are a traitor to the country if you think that it's okay to let these people come in, whether they do citizenship or not. And if you believe in open borders and all that crap, you are a traitor to the United States, and you are part of the problem why people like me that pay out taxes and pay for my insurance and pay this and my housing costs are high, you're the problem, you're the reason, and I blame you. Okay? Enough said on that. My rant is done. This might get taken down because they're going to say that I was a bully. I'm a cyber bully. I'm only speaking the truth. And if YouTube is going to take me down for speaking the truth, I know my videos will still stay up on Rumble and they will still stay up on BitChute. So if you haven't already, in the link below the video is my links to my Rumble channel. Go over there and subscribe to me, because if this channel goes down, they're going to stop the truth. Okay? And I got to be honest with you guys, okay? I'm holding back, and I'm not a person that wants to hold back. If I go over to Rumble and do just Rumble only and get off of YouTube altogether, I will be speaking so freaking loud and using language that you are probably going to be shocked by, but I'm going to be telling the truth, okay? That's why I play that song at the beginning of my show every day, because I put on the armor of God, because we are not fighting against flesh and blood. We're fighting against these powers and principalities, okay? And when people understand what this is, that's evil that we're fighting. And these people that are, whether they're, if you want to call it possessed or oppressed by this evil, that's what it is, okay? Once you realize that we are not fighting flesh and blood, yeah, there's going to be some flesh and blood fights in there, but we are fighting the principalities and the powers. And when you realize what those are, you understand why I put the armor of God on every day when I come out here and do this. I put the armor of God on every morning, because I know that as soon as I step my foot out of bed, I'm going to be getting attacked. That's just the way it is, folks. Every time you think, oh, this is a bad day, everything's going wrong, it's because you're being attacked. Put on the armor of God and pray. Carry this with you everywhere you go. This is the two-edged sword, the sharpest thing out there. It can defeat any evil, anything. And now I'm off on a rant again. All right. So now we have another whistleblower that came out and is dropping bombshells here that could reverse every single one of Biden's pardons. Maybe I should call it the auto-pen's pardons. Okay, so I'm just going to read this from Bobby D. Can we just call it what it was? They overthrew the duly elected president in 2020, and they put a scam of a president in for 4 years. He didn't sign shit, and he had no idea what was going on. Everything he did and signed by the auto-pen, by Barack Obama, by Michael Obama, by his aides, by his wife, all of it should be null and void. All of it. Okay, now we're going to take a little trip over to Afghanistan on another one of Joe Biden's F-ups. Okay, under oath testimony before Congress by U.S. Marine Corps sniper Sergeant Tyler Vargas Andrews on the disastrous exodus from Afghanistan. He was denied permission to obliterate the suicide bomber in Afghanistan before Joe Biden, Mark Milley, and Lloyd Austin murdered 13 U.S. service members and over 170 civilians. He could have taken the suicide bomber out before they pulled the pin and could have saved all these lives, but he was told to stand down. I guess in this case, plain and simple, we were ignored. They made the call and they were ignored. He says, our expertise was disregarded. No one was held accountable for our safety. The withdrawal was a catastrophe. There was an inexcusable lack of accountability. At a minimum, Joe Biden should have been impeached for this disaster, but the leftist wing of our government essentially got away with murder, a murder the entire world witnessed. Then the leftist media, CNN, MSN, ABC, CBS, NBC, all of them, refused to hold the Biden-Harris administration accountable for this. Instead, they covered up for Joe's dementia, then praised Kamala Harris as a leader she was never, because everything she touched turned to crap. It's like, oh shit, who thought that today was going to be a rant day? I didn't. I was in a good mood. So President Trump retweeted a meme. So I don't think he's playing. And the meme shows Congress sitting in their chairs with the military police surrounding them from behind. This looks more like a courtroom. It says, if your justice system has been corrupted, how do you bypass the corruption? The answer, military tribunals. Military tribunals is the only way, people. We've been saying this for a long time. Okay, real quick, I want to jump over to Colorado quick. President Trump put this out. Free Tina Peters, a brave and innocent patriot who has been tortured by crooked Colorado politicians, including the big mail-in ballot supporting the governor of the state. Let Tina Peters out of jail right now. She did nothing wrong except catching the Democrats cheat in the election. She is an old woman and very sick. If she is not released, I am going to take harsh measures. President Trump, I call on you, take the harsh measures now. Tina does not have much time. Okay? I think I'm in this mood. I'm on my rant today because of how serious some of this stuff is that's going on here in the United States alone, much less the world. Okay? I mean, even to the point where everything that we're supposed to do to get away from the politics and to breathe and relax and do something else has been corrupted. We can't watch a football game, a baseball game. We can't watch soccer. We can't watch tennis. We can't do anything because all of that has been corrupted too, because of all the betting and all that stuff that's allowed. And President Trump is putting out one thing right here, pointing out the corruption and the fixing of the National Football League. He said, why did the New York Giants from the NFL not kick that field goal? Who would have done such a thing? It was crazy. I got to watch the end of the game and thought, when they went for the touchdown instead of 3, that's weird. No, President Trump, we got you. We understand the game was fixed. Just like every single NFL game is fixed. Every Major League Baseball game is fixed. I think we're even seeing that many of our college football games are fixed. So my recommendation to you, if you wanted sports or something like that to relax you, go out and watch Little League. That'll be better for you. Or just go outside in your backyard with your shoes off and ground your feet in the grass. Take a walk in nature. Go to the beach. Get outside, get in the sun, be in nature. That has healing effects, and it has a lot of good, positive power on your soul. Okay, everybody, that is all I got for today. I'm sorry I went on the rant, but I'm not sorry. But we're going to see if there's any cupcake snowflakes out there that don't like what I said and what I truly mean about being America first and being a true patriotic American and what we have to do to save this country. And if you're afraid to lose your platform, so be it. We've been there before. But now, if you go out on X or on True Social, you can do it and don't have a worry. You can, if you are an influencer, you can go on Rumble and you can go on BitChute. BitChute allows live streaming now too. I'm really going to take and push and advertise for BitChute a lot now, because they're doing a lot of the same things that Rumble does. And their system is very easy to use too. Okay. They are based out of Wyoming. They're basically a conservative group of people. They allow and they actually want you to use your free speech on their platform. Again, they don't want you pushing for violence or anything like that, or any of the weird psycho crap like the 764 network stuff that we talked about earlier. But they want people to have a platform that they can go to speak their minds, to speak truth, to go out there and fight against the powers and the principalities that are weighing us down every day. Okay, everybody, as I always say, head on a swivel. Be aware of your surroundings. It doesn't matter if you live in the big city or if you live in the suburbs or if you live out in the boontoolies like me. You never know what you're going to come across. You need to be strapping, and if you're not or don't believe in it, maybe you'll have somebody with you that does, or better yet, armor up. Take Jesus Christ with you. With Jesus Christ, nothing can prevail over you. God bless every one of you out there on the other side of this screen. I love you all very much, and thank you for your support. Please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe on all my channels. And we'll see you tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. Peace.